Let's take a look at GA4's new data model. Essentially, we're ditching hits from the previous version of Google Analytics in favor of something called events. Events were developed for app analytics and is a data-driven model versus a server-driven model. Now, you might be asking yourself, what exactly is an event? Well, let's look at Google's definition. Google's definition of an event is the measurement of an interaction or occurrence on your website or in your app. Now, occurrence is just a synonym for event. So what does this really say? It's saying that when something happens on your website or in your app, like a page view, that is an event or that is an occurrence of the event. When the user clicks on something, that's an interaction. So is a page view. But for Google Analytics, the important part of that is it's something that we want to measure. Measurement is the critical concept of the event. There are all kinds of things that we could consider events on our websites. But if we don't measure it, it doesn't matter. And if we do measure it, it does matter and it is an event. Now let's take a step back and look at the Universal Analytics data model. Here we can see it, and it's highly structured. It's very hierarchical. It's made up of hits and sessions and users. Under Universal Analytics, the data was sessionized before you ever saw it in reporting. So all of those hits that are streaming in from users doing things on your website is sessionized before you see it in reporting. The session is the fundamental unit of measurement in Universal Analytics. Now let's look at the GA4 data model. It is an event-driven data model, and it is schema-based. We can see here that there are two schemas. There is a user schema and an event schema. They are both very similar. They are very flat and non-hierarchical, but the one that matters the most is the event schema. We have an event, and the event has parameters that describe the event. Sessionization happens after the fact. So we collect all of those events in Google Analytics, and then we process those events into the sessions that they belong to. An event has two components. It has a name. This declares what the event is, something like page view. And then the event has parameters, and this provides detail and context for the event. In the example of page view, we're going to have parameters like path name and referrer and document title. Any particular event that we look at is going to have its own set of parameters.